in some cases, weeks, maybe months ago, a year ago, and they told you when they first sat with you all the dreams and goals and things like that they have, why they want to win. Well, here's a nugget that Sue kind of helped her, Lynn, with. So let's give it up for the awesome regional leader, Lynn Ciotti. Come up here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so true whether a day, a month, 6 months, a year, 5 years, it doesn't matter. And you hear the same thing over and over again for all the people that have been here for a while. But you know when you hear something all of a sudden it clicks? I don't care if you've been here a week. I don't care if you've been here 6 months or a year. You have to be committed. You have to be committed to Tuesday night. You have to be committed to Saturday. Why are you having a conversation with one of my teammates last night for about 20 minutes? My heart kicks in, but 20 minutes. And I said, why are you here? Because when we sat down, you had dreams and goals. Why are you here? Do you want to win? How many of you want to win in here? I didn't have to ask him if he wanted to win. I knew the personality that he wanted to win. I'm speaking to a lot of my team and everybody else in here. The line is drawn. So I am here to help you. Do you want my help?
Yes.
And that's what I said to him. Too bad I was over the phone. He felt my intensity. It's pretty intense. Standing outside, actually ready to walk into a recruiting appointment, and the guy behind me was hearing my intensity. So if you want to win, how bad do you want to win? What are your goals? Because I'm here to help you. And I'm going to say this to you. It is mandatory that you come Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings. He says to me it's redundant. I said to him, he's a quarterback, an ex-quarterback. How many times have you thrown a football? Have you put in 10,000 hours of practice into throwing that football? You have to be redundant to get good. That's the only way. Mark and Sue, 27 years. How many meetings have they ever missed? There's a clue there. Give me 90 days. Be committed. Show up Tuesday and Saturday to practice. This is your practice. And get out in the field. And you will see your goals and dreams being reached. Without doing that, I can't help you. And I always say I can't help somebody that doesn't, I can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. But I will help you. Because I remember you wanted to win. I remember your dreams and goals. It's a new day. I say to my kids, it's a do-over. And you need to be committed. Can I have your commitment? I need you to be a trainer. I need you. You're one of my key people on my team. We are a team. Whether you're here 1 month, 6 months, a year, we are a team. How many of you are committed to your team? Because I'm committed in the next 6 months to get 26 new directs. My story is different from your story of where you want to be, but you did tell me you want to win. So I'm here to get you to win. And I'm going to give you tough coaching. Because nobody else will talk to you the way I'm talking to you right now. Do you want my help? You are here Tuesday night and Saturday morning. That's it. Awesome.
Okay, fantastic. Little bit of nuggets, little bits that you could use, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next speaker is going to come up, has been doing this 2 months in a row, 10 by 2, on it, focused, and I asked him to come and share with us a few minutes of it. So let's give it up for the awesome Dean Lyons.
Amy, how about that? Come on, Amy! What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to show you, I've been getting a lot of lists of 30, 20, things like that, so I want to show you guys. Here you go. Take that one fast. This is going to be our table. We're going to role play a little bit so you guys can see how we're doing this. This is the one, honestly, probably one of the number one things that's helped me do the 2 and 10 every month. Okay, so if I were you guys, I would definitely take notes. It's just a few. Really what changed was I went from getting lists of 4 and 5 and 6 to lists of 30. Okay, and it's really made a big impact. So, that jingle. All right, here we go. So let's say I got the we got the IBA. Now I'm sitting down with a new person. Okay, and it may be right after the IBA. It may be, we got the IBA, ran out of time, got to get back together because it was after an interview, whatever the case might be, right? But this is your very next step after the IBA, okay? So, how you doing today?
Good.
Awesome. Now I'm going to kind of shorthand everything, guys. Obviously, we don't have, time to warm the conversation up and things like that. Yeah, I've already definitely recorded. So, what we're going to do, Amy, my whole point in today is I want to get together with you. And I want to really show you how to turn this into a business, okay? Sometimes I've showed them part-time, sometimes full-time, build a business, kind of depends. Let's say I've already talked to her about going RDP, developing a business. So I want to show you how to turn this into a business, okay? Now everything we do, okay, is going to start right here. And this is called your top 30 list, okay? Now here's how I want you to look at this, okay? Have you ever thought about owning a business in your life before?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. What kind, if you don't mind my asking?
Kind of like a restaurant.
Restaurant? Perfect. And let's be real, what do 90% of people say? Yes, and restaurant. You know what I mean? Like everybody, okay? If they don't, I say, what's your favorite food? You know what I mean? Let's start a restaurant. So, okay, a restaurant. What kind of food, like what's your favorite food?
Italian.
Italian? Awesome, me too. Right on. So, you want to start an Italian restaurant, right? Now, let's say you start the best Italian restaurant here in town. I mean, best food, best cooks, best music playing, beautiful lighting, beautiful scenery, outdoor, indoor, the whole 9 yards. Kind of getting a picture, right? Beautiful, magnificent place. However, let's say you have no people coming through the doors. Is that going to be a successful restaurant for you? No. What do you need coming through the doors?
People.
People, exactly, okay? I want to sell them on that, right? I want that coming out of their mouth, okay? So people, right? Okay, so let's say you're starting that restaurant, and you have two choices about, getting people in and things like that. Choice number one, I don't have my phone, okay, so it's gonna be my phone. Choice number one is I can simply invite you can simply invite every single person you know, aunts, cousins, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, friends, college buddies, things like that, and they can simply come try it out, right? But invite everybody you know. Or what you can do is you can say, I'm gonna start this restaurant, it's gonna go crazy, and you can go through your phone list and you can look at their phone numbers and you can kind of meditate on it and decide by their phone number and their area code and stuff whether or not they like Italian food. What makes more sense? The first plan A or plan B?
The first plan.
Yeah, exactly. This makes more sense, right?
Yeah.
Because what do most people do when you're trying to get a list out of them? They prejudge every single person on their phone, and you get a list of 3, right? And here's the thing, guys, too. I noticed what I was doing. One of the things that really helped me was, being around Alex and Jenny and stuff, and me and Tej had a discussion about this. Let's be real. Like, I looked at their base shop, it was a bunch of millennials, okay? And, I mean, I can sit and, think about, whatever all day, but let's be real. Most millennials don't know 30 married homeowners with kids. Would you guys agree with that, right? Yeah, okay? So I was like, well, forget this. Here I am always telling people that a winner could be anywhere, yet I won't put the single person down on a paper.
Right.
That makes no sense, right? I need numbers, I need people, I need butts and seats right now, okay? So we talked, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start getting a list of 30. I'm going to start with the qualified ones, of course, but I don't care if I get, the last 15 people are completely single, over 20 years old. I got to get some people on a list, right? So exactly, so just invite everybody, okay? So what we're going to do is obviously invite everybody. This is your business, okay? Now, you get the picture of people coming in, right? And I promise you, Amy, the only difference in this business and the restaurant we're talking about is simply this. If a restaurant, we'd simply invite everybody coming into you, right? The only difference here, we're going to invite everybody, except we're going to go out to them on an individual basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Even if they're not the most super qualified stud person, doesn't want life insurance, wouldn't you agree they know other people who like Italian food?
Yes.
Right? Exactly, okay? So if nothing else, we want to get in front of everybody you know. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now the two most important appointments in your life, okay, in your career, let's say, number one is going to be your own, okay? And depending on who I'm sitting in front of, if I'm sitting in front of an 18-year-old person, let's be real, they're probably not going to be very serious about insurance and investments and stuff like that yet. They will after 6 months with me. But, if I'm sitting in front of a married homeowner with kids, honestly, that's probably the first appointment we're going to set. If it's not that night, it's the next day or something. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, they have to be believers, right? So number one is going to be your own, okay? And number two is going to be the most influential person in your life, okay? Now, if I say influential person or positive impact or person you respect their opinion, things like that, who's the very first person or couple that comes into your mind?
My
Parents, awesome. And what's mom and dad's name?
Martín and Elvia.
And Elvia. Awesome. I'm gonna put a name down. Okay. Awesome. What's another one? And usually I found that people have about 1, 2, or 3. Here's why. Okay. So I'll get you 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 people. Just names down at first. Because let's be real, you start asking for phone numbers already. People start, well, why? What are we doing? Da, da, da. They kind of get uncomfortable sometimes. Okay. So I'm gonna get numbers down yet. So what I'll do is, so we got a couple down. And I'll tell them, okay, the reason we want to get in front of the most influential people in your life is quite simply, even if they don't buy anything, it's not necessarily the point, but I want them to be supporters of what you're doing. Does that make sense? See, one thing I know is that you're going to spend, for the most part, you're probably going to end up spending more time. You said you live at home, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be around your parents more than you're going to be around me. I'm going to be over here all day, every day. Every time you're around me, I'm going to be telling you you're a stud at, you're fired up, you can do this, you're going to go big. I'm going to tell you can go get it. What I don't want to happen is I don't want you to walk through the doors after spending 3 hours with me, walk through the doors of your home, and you go in and they say, oh, you're doing that stupid Primerica thing, oh, you're making money, you see where I'm going with that? I'm going to lose that battle every time, so I want them to be supportive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. You'd want that too, I imagine,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
There you go. See, I'm going to sell them on it, okay? And I tell you guys, I want the inner circle to be supportive of them. Does that makes my job so much easier. I'm not fighting their best friend and their spouse and their this and that, right? Okay? So I'll get those down, okay? So after these influential people, let's say I got 3 or 4 or 2, whatever. After these influential people, who's like maybe the first married couple that comes to your mind?
Stephanie and Sean.
Stephanie and Sean, okay, perfect. Stephanie and Sean, okay. Now here's the thing. Depending on your market, they're gonna get sometimes little as 3, sometimes as many as 10 to 15 more names and numbers of married, or names of people they know. But what happens every time? Can people really think of 30 married couples off the top of their head? No way. So I say, I see you kind of struggling. Why don't you go ahead and get your phone out real fast? That's a pretty easy way to do it. Just go through your contact list. Now they have their phone out, okay? Now I say, and then they're going, oh, and John and Sarah, or whoever, right? I say, awesome. And now, by the way, what's the easiest number to reach John and Sarah? Now that you have their, the number real fast?
661-555-55.
Okay, see, it avoids that uncomfortable, okay, well, go ahead and get your phone out so we can put their number on paper. Does that make sense? And I'll be honest, it doesn't sound like a big difference, but I've noticed it makes things so smooth, because they already got their phone out, they're already looking at their contact. What are they going to tell me? I don't know their number? Come on. Yeah, right.
Why is it in your phone? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what was it? You know what I mean? Come on, okay? So now all of a sudden the numbers are out. Now I don't have their first numbers yet, right? But that's okay. They got their phone out now. The uncomfortable is done. Now we're already into the close. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay? So, and I'll help you guys, with closing people on this too. So I'll go. And she's going to run out of married couples. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, so that's, I see that's all the married couples that you know of. Who's maybe a very sharp, ambitious person, over 25, let's say they have kids. Who's the first one that you've seen? And we'll go back through and back through and back through until we get 30 numbers down. Okay? And sometimes, especially with the younger people, their last 10 numbers are just a bunch of single college kids, right? But guys, you got to be okay with that, because they have parents, they have aunts, they have uncles, they have coworkers, they have a big brother or big sister's 25, married, homework, right? Okay?
Right.
So believe in what you're saying when you're saying that everybody could be a stud or everybody knows a stud, right? And just get the numbers down, because here's what happens. Let's say I have 5 numbers, she makes 5 phone calls, right? Let's say 3 don't answer because it's the middle of the day, 2 answer, 1 says no. Now I have a very, very sad new person. What's the first thing that's going through her head? I can't do this. This doesn't work. I knew I didn't know enough people. All that stuff that was already going through her head before we sat down was just confirmed. Does that make sense? I don't want that. If I get 5 no's or 5 no answers, I still got 25 names on a list for this person to call, so they can be fired up and excited about what they're trying to do with themselves. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Results and success, right? That makes them fired up, okay? So that's the point of getting a large list, even if some of them are unqualified, okay? Does that make sense? Let's see. I want to make sure I'm staying in good order. So we'll do that, okay? Now, and another thing, guys, what I'll do is I'll show them on this. I'll say, hey, this is an awesome list. I guarantee we're going to get you some results out of it. And then what I do, most people use eThor. I was taught on eThor, the Excited Training, Help, Opinion, Referrals. If you don't know what that is, talk to your upline. But I personally, guys, I changed it a little bit because I wanted to tweak what the new people say. I wanted to make it very simple. So I just got rid of Excited and I started saying Thors, Thors, S standing for show you. Okay, so you know, I'm going through training, I need your help, maybe get your opinion, possibly some referrals, but I have to come show you what I'm doing, okay? And it makes it very easy for the person to get the appointment. Does that make sense? I want to, let's see, Jessica, you know the script off the top of your head, right?
Which one?
The Thors, THRS,
The training and.
or do you have a call, one of the printed out sheets on you?
Yeah, we know.
Well, I was going to say, would one of you guys come up here and write it on the overhead for people, please? So they can see it. Yeah, I want them to be able to write something down, but I don't want to take 30 minutes up here either. Thank you very much, Dave. Good job, Dave. Woo! Good job, Dave. If you can put it like right here, that would be awesome. Okay.
I didn't get out here.
If you mess it up, that's right. I can guide you through it. I want some people to be able to see something. Now, here's the thing. I tell them right off the bat, okay? Because Alex and Jenny, now, those of you who were here last Super Saturday, remember that 6 priority list that I showed, guys? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
How many appointments should we be setting on a day-to-day basis?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. Whole base shop knows that. Great job, okay? So, 3 to 5 appointments on a day-to-day basis. So what I tell my new person is simple. I say, hey, don't you want to train them for success?
Yep.
So should I say, you can only set 2 at your day, it's okay.
No.
Should I do that?
Not at all.
No, I gotta stretch them, man, okay? So bare minimum, we're gonna set 5 appointments today. Sound good, Amy?
Sounds good.
Okay, awesome. Is a new person gonna argue with you?
No.
No, they're a baby. They don't know what they're doing. They're just like, okay, cool. The older people here are like, oh my gosh, 5 appointments. That's a lot, right?
I'm a lefty, bear with me.
You're all right.
Try not to erase and write at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Fun, isn't it?
but does that make sense, you guys? And he'll get that. And there's a couple things I'm gonna add to it just to
Yes,
show
sir.
you. It's been a really simple script, and then put a S underneath there,
Yes.
please, sir. Show you. And maybe we can get an email going around or something like that too, because I got it all typed up on a script. Okay. So, but it's that simple. Now before that, I'll tell the reason I'm calling, because who's ever seen a new person? They start off warming up the conversation, and they can't quit warming up the conversation because they
Right.
don't know how to get to setting the appointment, right?
Yes.
So it's simple. Here I go get myself up anyway. Sorry about that, Dave. I got
Must get out the way. I'm recording.
the reason I'm calling. Okay, very simple. So they're talking to him. They say, "Hey, well, anyways, man, I'll quit chatting your ear off. The reason I'm calling is I just start, and you know, whatever they think it is, a job, a business, however they look at it. I just started a new job. I'm going through training. I need your help. Sit down with you, maybe get opinion referrals, but I have to come show you what I'm doing. Okay. Now, once they get that, and then underneath, this is usually all the way down, right? But I'm gonna, shorthand everything. This is how I literally put it on the paper. So I got to come show you what I'm doing. And I say, new person, you're going to give them 2 days. And 2 times, right?
Even times.
Well, yeah. Well, on the script, I just put 2 days,
Got
2
you.
times. I'll explain it. I explain it as I go through them, and then I tell them spouse, address. What was that, Jessica?
Don't forget.
Good job. I'm going to talk about that in a second too. And that's simple. So while my new person's on the phone and she's scared and she's stuttering and she's spitting on herself and drooling, right? I say, hey, and we're going through this. I'm just pointing them out. Hey, you got it. Good job. Good job. And every little thing they do right, I'm like, yeah, you're awesome. Good job. Because they're scared. You can see their hands shaking.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I was training, help opinion. Okay, awesome. I have to come show you what I'm doing. Okay, give them 2 days, this day or this day. And I'll write out, my available schedule. I'll write it out right here so they know what days to pick from and what times to pick from. They get one. I say, okay, tell me, is your spouse? Oh, is your spouse there? They're going to be there? Yeah, okay. Awesome. Okay, get their address. If you don't know where they live, get their address and tell them, don't forget, right? And I'll just, question?
I have a question, like, most people I know, if I say, make sure your husband's there, oh, no, my husband doesn't like this stuff, you can't come and show me by myself, my husband doesn't like this stuff, he didn't want to be there, so what do you answer this question? Do you just show her and leave that to them, or you force it?
Don't get me wrong. If they're just absolutely adamant that we cannot come over and for whatever oddball reason that they don't want their spouse there, one, that tells me something might be kind of funky, but 2, I'm still going to take the appointment. You know what I mean? I'll double book it. Don't get me wrong. But I want the person to feel good on the phone to get the appointment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. If the first shot of, oh, they don't like this kind of stuff, I say, keep pushing, keep going. Who cares? Tell them you have to. Tell them it's for your training. You have to get them there. You have, and I'll sell them before they're ever making the phone call on making that happen. You know what I mean? For instance, what I mean by selling, ask a question like this. Okay, you want good training or bad training?
Great training.
Great training, right? You want quick success, slow success. I'll just say, oh, quick. Okay, then you have to get the spouse there. Does that make sense? And if they're calling their best friend, 99 times out of 100, they'll be like, yeah, that's fine. Why? What do you know? It's no big deal. Okay, very good question though. Tell them don't forget. And then I'll write 2 objections at the bottom, which is the only 2 objections they're pretty much going to get if they follow this script, you guys. I promise you. Which is what is it? And then yes, but I got to get back to you. Okay? Which you leaders should know. What is it? I just tell them, I say, what is it? You know, I'd love to explain it over the phone, but to be quite honest, like I said, I'm going through training, and if I try to explain it, I'm going to completely mess it up. So like I said, I have to come show you what day would be better, this day or this day. And it's all typed out, that way they can have an easy script to follow. They already are a pro at overcoming that objection as long as they just read it. Or the person says, yeah, you can absolutely come over, but I got to check my work schedule, check with my spouse, check with my this, that, right? And I teach them, set a tentative appointment. You know, and leaders, you should know how to set a tentative appointment, right? If they tell you yes, but wait. So I'll have them set the tentative appointment. And Andy, does it work great? Yes or no?
It works.
Yeah, he was just with me 2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah.
5 appointments within 30 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, just boom, 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 boom. Follow this exact script, right? Were you like a phone call pro before you started?
I was stuttering.
Yeah, stuttering, sweating, he was scared. He's like, I can't believe how scary that was, man. My first phone call, you know, but it worked. First appointment, I think you had like 6 calls or like 7 calls and like 5 appointments, huh? Yeah. And the other 2 just didn't answer. Okay, so I promise you guys this works. Get 5 because now you have start the very next day. That way you can be in front of your new person on a day-to-day basis. Okay, sorry, action. So does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now, and it's that simple. Get a big list, though, guys. Now, look. Here's the thing. I get their list, and I tear it out. And correct me if I'm wrong. You know, Andy just went through this. I tear it out, and I say, okay, this becomes an accountability list. That way, when you tell me you've called 6 people, and you tell me you don't have anybody else we can call, I have proof that you do. Okay. So, do you want a picture of this, or do you want the hard copy? You need a copy, and I need a copy. Okay. And boom, we're off and running.
Wow.
Okay. It's that simple. Now you have the list. You have, everything. Okay. And what fun story. There's a guy named Johnny in my business. That's how I met Andy. Johnny had basically quit because he works a ton of hours at a restaurant. Okay. And what I did, he wasn't answering my calls, this and that. I started calling his list. What do you know? Yeah, Johnny calls me like 10 minutes later. He goes, hey, how's it going, man? I was like, oh, hey, I got your attention, man. I said, dude, I got so many people invited out to Op Night for you. Really? Man, when you say you're going to help, you help. Huh? I said, dude, I told you we're going to win, but Johnny shows up all the time now, completely fired up. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that was the point. Hey, dude, you're going to get going, you know, otherwise your friends are, you know what I mean? Let's get moving, you know? Yeah. So, because we've already developed a good relationship and things like that. So, you know, it was clean, free, and clear. Any questions over that, guys? I don't want to take forever on this. Okay, any questions whatsoever? Any objections that you've heard? You can't.
What are you saying when you're calling their friend?
I just use it as a referral, you know, and it's quite simple. I just say, let's say I'm, you know, calling Andy for John. Hi, is this Andy? Yeah, who's this? Hi, this is Dean Lyons. The reason I'm calling is I run a business here in Bakersfield, and you were actually referred to me by a friend of yours named Johnny Ooh. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, absolutely. What did he let you know I was going to be calling? No. Ah, stinking Johnny. Okay. Well, anyways, the reason I'm calling, and don't get me wrong, sometimes I've got, actually they mentioned something. I said, well, the reason I'm calling is, like I said, I run a business. We're looking for a lot of part-time, full-time people right now, and they had mentioned your name as a very, you know, hardworking, good character, ambitious, good-hearted type person who might keep their options open if something better were to come along. I was just calling to find out if that were true about you. What did 9 out of 10 say? Absolutely, man. Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's, you know, so nice of Johnny. Okay, great. I would like to set up some time to sit down. I'll try to get Johnny there. I'm not sure if he's going to be there. Okay. Because, guys, I'm not trying to build a business outside of Johnny. I'm trying to burn Johnny's butt. Like, hey, bro, you got another appointment. Hey, bro, you got another appointment, right? And get his butt moving, you know? Because the guy, all he told me every time I see him was, I want this so bad, I want this so bad. But he let the time and busy get in his way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So he's not busy anymore. Crazy, right?
We have a referral script for those that do need that.
So another question.
Okay.
So you're calling them to invite them to the office, or you're calling them also to set appointments? Like if they're couples?
Depending on the day. But yeah, like for instance, last night I just called one, and this was actually a referral, but I call it the exact same way, okay? And I set the appointment. Of course, especially if I see, you know, married homeowner kids, I'm going to go to set the appointment. They have no problem giving up the address, or it's already on the page right there, you know, because it's a referral. They're like, oh yeah, come on over. Does that make sense? So, but yeah, preferably to set the appointment, unless I know they're a single person. I'm gonna call them, and, you know, if it's like a Friday, I'm just gonna invite them out to op night. You know, I need my weekend for KTs and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, does that help? Any other questions outside of that? I know Sue, you're raising your hand. You want me to cover
I
something?
would, just a thought, and it keeps coming up, so I thought I'd mention it, is, you know, to get the spouse there. So if my trainer's gonna go over some real keys to getting wealthy, would you want your spouse there, or you don't plan on being wealthy with them?
That's huge. Hey, whoa, okay, we'll put it that way. That's awesome. I've never used that before. So, question or comment?
I was gonna say, there's things not to say, right, as well?
Oh yeah, the insurance. Yeah, and as you as trainers, you need to train people not to say that. That's why I put that "what is it" there. And I tell them, notice that I say anywhere in this script, hey, I'm coming to sell you insurance, investments, and get you out of debt as fast as possible.
Not at all.
No, you avoid that. And I sell them on why you avoid that. Okay, that's, you know, we're not trying to be deceptive, but let's be real. We're really there to get referrals and keep your business going. It is for your training, you know. But I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, usually when we sit down with somebody, they end up wanting our business, you know. But if they want us, does that matter? They're like, no, of course, that makes sense. You see what I'm going with that, guys?
Yes.
Okay, but it blows through markets. I haven't had to prospect in coming up on like 3 months now. Now, I still do it when I'm out and about, don't get me wrong. I still have personal interviews and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, it's all referrals, man. It's so easy. And I thank you guys for telling me that. It's so easy once you get on referrals. And then I'll interview, you know, very quickly, would Jessica and Heidi, you guys please stand up, please? I want to talk about you for a second. Because here's the thing. I sent a picture out about Heidi, you guys, okay? But here's the thing. That prospecting she's doing with that big old smile on her face at 10:45 p.m., okay? First things first, both you guys, have you guys gotten 30 numbers in one day before?
Yes.
Yes. You guys hear that? Okay? Let that burn your butt.
Wow.
Okay? That's a big deal, man. Jessica's been in the business for about a year, right? But I'll be honest, I wasn't as good as I am now when they got in. Okay? I had never got 30 numbers in a day before yet. But now Jessica can do it. And Heidi, who trained you how to prospect, me or Jessica?
Jessica.
Jessica, do you know how to set appointments on the spot?
Yes.
Okay, how many appointments do you set on a day-to-day basis? Oh, what's your goal every day?
3 to 5.
There you go. What's the minimum amount of numbers you have to get every day?
30.
There you go. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? That's both their mindsets, you guys. They're already tearing it up. They constantly have people. Jessica just had 6 brand new people on the last op night. Wow. Personal, you guys. It's huge. Now here's why I show this, because I'm telling you guys, I taught Jessica, I have not showed Heidi how to prospect one time, you guys, outside of just being with her, but she already knew that in fact, that picture I sent out to you guys, okay, she set the appointment with that person. You see what I'm saying? So it's just, if they can do it, if I can do it, you guys can do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? All you leaders that you say you're going to beat me this month, woo! Where are they at? I can't even spot them right now. Where are you guys at? There's one, I got you. Where's another one? Hey, Suze, I got you. Okay? Woo! Okay? But do this, you guys. Okay? I'm telling you, do this. You get those lists of 30, there's no, dude, you know how good you are at closing, bro? Up your numbers, man. It's over. I guarantee it. You know what I mean? Lynn, same thing. Okay? But I want to stretch you guys, but I want them to stretch you too, because hey, they're going to be, look, if they're doing the same numbers as me, if they're doing 3 to 5 appointments a day, if they're doing 30 numbers, if they're making all these phone calls and their goal is to close every day, what do you think they're going to be doing in 6 months? Yeah. 2 by 10, 2 by 10, 2 by 10. I got them sold on it. They're scared the first time. They're like, really? Oh, okay. You know what I mean? But, hey, now they believe it, right? Don't you guys believe it? That's their goal. I want to go, I want to do this, I want to do that, they're fired up, man, but like I'm saying, this is all I'm doing. Amy, isn't that what we did with you? She told me, I know 6 people. I was like, yeah, watch this, okay? Right? Okay? But can you guys do that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, please, let's get moving, because these 2 people, they freaking deserve every ounce of energy you have. So when you're watching TV at 10:45, you're slapping them in the face, okay? I gotta say it with love. Love you guys, thank you.
Go Paris. Go Paris.
Sorry, I have a deep conviction about that, you guys.
Those that he called your names, you're very lucky that he called your names. Very lucky. Okay, truly, that's it. It's the real deal. Right, Maria? Right, Jamel?
Right.
Okay, we're going to show you a quick video that Jamel sent me this last week. Also, really great video. So if you guys haven't seen it, really, this is something to do with Jay-Z and stuff like that, right, Jamel?
Yeah, damn dash.